Hello and welcome back. Today we talk about how to invite joy back into your life. If you feel like people around you are being mean to you, that nothing is going your way, constantly something is happening that winds you up, that makes you sad, that makes you angry, that maybe you feel that your day is very nice, you have a very perfect day, and then someone says something or does something which destroys your emotion completely. So you're all elevated and you feel great, and some idiot comes around and destroys everything, and then you start to blame that guy or this situation or whatever happened, and it's basically you, your emotion is gone, your joy is gone, and you just cannot find a way to get it back, and you feel like, what's wrong with me? Um, and you try to, I don't know, maybe you try to entertain yourself, you try to distract yourself, but then at the same time you feel like this is not it. There's something deeper, something inside of you which needs to come forth, and all the things seem kind of superficial to you. Not there's no depth to the thing that you do, no meaning. So it doesn't give you joy to watch TV, to read the news, to do the things that you normally do, and you have to keep thinking about whatever happened, and it just is one of those things that you cannot stop thinking about, and it's affecting you, and you realize that you have this every now and then, and you want to know, how can you go back into your joy? So what is joy, or what is it actually that makes us feel out of joy, unhappy? And for me, I think it's that joy is the natural state of how we should live, how the natural state of life, the flow of life energy that comes through us and out of us. And every time we are not in the state of joy, we are kind of in a way of opposing life, the life force. And we kind of do this unintentionally. We don't know that we actually in charge of this. And so today I want to invite you to come with me and to go to the tree of knowledge. And what does the tree of knowledge have? It has an apple. So we get the apple from the tree of knowledge. And we look at this apple for a second. So first of all, whatever you feel, what you can do, you can acknowledge the feeling. You can accept the way you feel. You can appreciate the way you feel. So if you feel unhappy, then you say, okay, that's it. If you're scared, if you're guilty, or whatever your feeling is, you just, first of all, you can accept the way you feel. There's no point in pretending that everything is good, everything is positive, and running basically away from your feeling and suppressing your emotions. If you continue to do this over time, you will create some severe, you can even get sick and illness, and any block will manifest itself as some sort of illness and disease in your body. And so you want to acknowledge the feeling, you accept it, you invite the feeling of acceptance into your life, and you allow yourself to accept whatever feeling you feel. This is the first step. And once you did that, then you say, okay, I'm sad, so be it. I'm a human being. I have full spectrum of human experience, and this emotion is part of it. Every emotion on the spectrum is part of the human experience that you came here to have and to experience yourself. So once you accept and acknowledge your feeling, you can then have a a closer look at your perception of the world. How do you see the world, and what does it give you? So what I want to say with that is, you always find what you're looking for. So ask yourself, what is your perception? What are you looking for? What are you seeing? Are you seeing that someone is causing you to feel a certain way? Like, for example, if you feel anger, or if you feel some sort of turmoil inside of you, this is nothing bad. This can actually be transformed. And what you have to see is that every situation has, be it positive or negative, has the potential of the opposite situation. We're living in the world of polarity. We have always two poles, duality. So every situation has the potential of its opposite within it. So, and this depends all on how you see what you see. How do you perceive your situation? And another thing that helps me is to understand that we are in a constant battle of offending and of shaming and blaming, and we are either victims of the situation, or we are the offender. We are the guy who makes everything bad. We are the bad guy, or we are the one who suffers. So we have either this guilt inside of us to make other people feel bad. We think we make them feel bad, or feel a certain way, or we did something bad to them, or we feel being a victim of the situation. So then we are everybody else is responsible for how we feel. And this is, you give away all of your power. So you have to see that you are responsible for the way you feel. So take back that responsibility. Nobody is feeling what you feel. Nobody is thinking what you think. So your thought of being a victim, your thought of being guilty, your thought of being fearful is basically your thought, and it's your decision. And whatever experience you had in the past, your decision to experience it right now, to think about it right now, and to feel it right now, is actually another way of recreating this past experience in the present moment. So whatever happened yesterday, last week, or last month, last year, 30 years ago, it happened in the past. And every time you think about it, you recreate it in your present moment, in your present life experience. And this is a very physical creation. It's not just the thought and the emotions that you create actually an energetic field that will reflect and mirror back this experience back to you in one way or another. So you recreate your past over and over. So by changing your perception that you are in charge of your thoughts and your emotions, so you can say to stop, you can stop to think this way. So you always see what you look for. So look for something else. Look for something you want to see, rather something that you don't want to see. So this is the second thing. The third thing is, once you acknowledged your feelings and you change your perception about why you feel that way, you can then go and feel peace. How do you feel peace? So peace is when you are okay with who you are and with the situation that you're living in. So every time we feel out of alignment with ourselves, the way I see it is our soul disconnects from our body. So how can you bring your soul back into your body. So what makes you grounded? What makes you feel more alive? And this peace is the result of that, or this peace is also a decision you make that you want to be at peace. And so one step is to go into nature, to ground yourself. How do you ground yourself? You can go into nature, you can do physical activities, you can vertical breathing, so you just breathe in and out, vertical. You imagine being connected to the earth, to the planet, and you also being connected to the sun, to the spirit, to the universe. And you just breathe back and forth. So this is how you ground yourself. Or being in nature, just experiencing nature and living less in your mind, more in your body. So you can also do some work, some activity that physical exercise, or some activity that makes you focused. For example, going for a hike. Why do people like that? Because they have to become present. If you're walking on a trail, which requires you to watch your step, all the stones, the roots, you might trip, you might fall, you might slip. So you're present. You have to be present, and this feeling of presence creates peace. And peace is then a good soil for your joy in the end. And so this is then from eating from our fruit of knowledge, from the tree of knowledge. We have our apple. So this was the peace part. So what is then the next one? Next one is love yourself. The way I see it is, if you don't love yourself, you oppose your own life energy. So if your soul is disconnected from your body, that's why you become depressed and you are always in your mind. So you see the soul as your true self. So if your true self is not in your body, everything you do and think about feels wrong. It feels not like you. It feels something you're against, something off. And if you are managed to be in your own frequency, everything makes sense. Your life energy flows from the inside out, but at the same time you take life in fully because you don't resist it. And if you resist yourself, you resist life, because you are life, you are love energy, life energy. And your self-love is basically the amount of self-love you can have is an indicator for how much life you can actually allow yourself, how much joy, how much life energy you allow into your life. And the way I see it, if you are in the river and just on a little island on a river, and you build a huge wall, a concrete wall around that island. Let's say it's a sandbank, and you say you are in the little desert. You have no water. You exclude yourself from this stream of life, and all you get is a little droplet once now and then, and you try to grow your garden, you to plants, and it doesn't work. But you basically restrict yourself from this flow of life. All you need to do is to tear down the walls and let the water come in. And these walls are our beliefs, and those beliefs are also the way we are conditioned, the way we grew up, and our story we keep telling ourselves, and also the reasons we have to not love ourselves. So this is again coming back to guilt, to fear, to shame, and all these feelings that we carry around with us. And you can overcome all of that by loving yourself the way you are, 100%. You love yourself, and this means you allow life to come back into you. You pull your soul, your true self back into yourself, into your body, your physical and your spiritual body. You can only pull it back in if you love yourself. And this means also to laugh about yourself, to be able to laugh about yourself. So don't take everything so serious. Accept yourself the way you are, and then you can move on. So what's the next step? Next step is excitement. So how do you excite? How do you get excited? How can you get into this feeling of joy? By doing things that you never did before. Go on an adventure. How did you feel when you were a kid, having a nice experience, going somewhere where you always wanted to go, to a market, to playground, to the amusement park, something with your parents, to a cinema? You were super excited, and everything was just so much more fun as a kid. So allow your inner kid, your inner child, to play, to come out and just having fun. So what are you doing with the presence now that you have all your presence, your feeling of presence, your awareness is back? So what do you do with this awareness? You go and have fun. So, and going on an adventure means that you do either things that you do for the first time, like everything that is out of routine. This can be small things like going a different way to work. I don't know, just standing in the crowd and staring into the sky or something. Do something strange, something out of the norm, and have fun with it. And this is a huge catalyst for fun and excitement. And yeah, just go out and do whatever you like. And also you can surprise someone, make a surprise, a little, give him a gift, or do something that like helping someone, or go into nature and feed the birds. I like to feed the birds all year round, so they need our help. And it's also, you can combine it with going into nature and just enjoy the sensation or the feeling of helping these birds and seeing them eat and thrive because of you. And with this being said, we have gone through now all the steps. So you have your apple of knowledge from the tree of knowledge. Hopefully you get something out of this. So to sum it up, you are in charge. You are responsible for your feelings. Nobody is. And once you acknowledge your feeling, go into the peace and love yourself, and then go and have fun. This is how you invite joy back into your life. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.